All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. Taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn.
Oh, it's 4:30 on a Tuesday morning, and I'm just waiting for my taxi to arrive. That could be them down the road there now, who knows. They're generally pretty good, Cairns taxis. Well, I didn't bother going with Uber to the airport. I wanted something more reliable, so I thought, bugger it. The prices are similar anyway, but I might try them coming back. No, they're going somewhere else. Okay, that wasn't my taxi. Okay, hopefully they'll be here soon. It's going to be a very long haul today, so I won't use up too much of the batteries, because hopefully I'll be able to recharge along the way, because 4 flights, that's a lot of flying, and a couple of really big legs, and then a train trip. Fingers crossed everything goes well and they stick to schedule, but you just never know. Hopefully not too big an adventure, it goes smoothly. But here's a taxi, so there you go, good start. I'm at the airport. It's about an hour before my flight, so at 5:15. Pretty busy, a lot of people here, as you can see. No sign of the renovation supposed to be taking place. It might be in a different section, but a little bit of work there, I think. But yeah, I got a van actually. The taxi turned up was a van, and Indian guy. I guess he's Indian. I'm not sure. I didn't really get the conversation where he's from. Been in Cairns for 10 years. Seemed like a nice enough guy. Fare was about $22.60, I think it was. It wasn't too bad. $22.60. Then I discovered, when on the machine, I found out that I had to get a separate. I have to collect my luggage at Melbourne, which is a drag. I was hoping it would go straight through to Singapore, but no. So no, the luggage goes to Terminal 4. I have to collect it there, then go across the other terminal. I won't have much time. It could be pretty tight, but I obviously think they can do it, because it's all booked under the one code. It's a Qantas code. And the other thing, when we finally I was walking up to waiting what I thought was the line for security, and it was actually just some other flight boarding. So I was waiting for no reason. I finally figured out and jumped down to security. Ready to Woody. There's so many announcements. It's very busy at the moment. Yeah, I got a lot of hassles with security. I got into the line and put my stuff through as per usual, and they actually took my bag. They took it off the conveyor and held it for extra inspection. I'd taken out my laptop, so I couldn't work out what the problem was. It's never happened before. And a couple of other guys also had the same thing happen. There's a couple of English guys, probably travellers, who also had their bags inspected. In my case, it was the new tablet I got, the Samsung tablet. Apparently it's something to do with the power of it, and they didn't want that in there as well. And that's the first time that's happened, because usually it's just the old tablet I used to be putting through, but now using the new one, it's got more power, and apparently it has to be inspected. So security's ramping up all the time. Hope I don't have to go through it all every single time for every four flights that I've got coming up. That'll be a drag. So fingers crossed that it's over the worst of it. It's just the waiting game now, but at least the flight's on time. That's the good news. So considering that there's not much time between flights, because my Qantas flight to Singapore supposed to depart at 11:50. So I get in about 9:40, so it doesn't leave that much extra time. Especially considering I've got to collect my luggage as well, which I didn't think I'd have to do. The terminal's just a 5-minute walk from where I'm going to be, but still, hopefully the luggage will get off the plane pretty quickly, and I'll be able to go in and check in for the flight to Singapore. Fingers crossed. Finally, no more announcements. I couldn't record a thing because of all the PA announcements taking place. Yeah, just heading on Terminal 4, my favourite terminal. Major sarcasm. The flight was actually quite good up down here, so that was okay. And I had a chat to an American tourist sitting next to me from New York. That was interesting. And one of the attendants seemed to be spending a lot of time with this girl ahead of me. I don't know what her requirements were, but boy, she spent, seemed like almost 50% of her time attending to this one passenger, which I thought was a bit excessive. But anyway, it was a decent flight. And now I've got to head off and get my baggage claim because they're not coordinating with the international flights. I guess they can't do that, so I've got to claim my baggage and then check in at Terminal 2. So I haven't got that much time. It's just before 10 o'clock and the flight's about 11:50, I think, flight to Singapore, so I've got to get moving, and hopefully it won't take too long for the luggage to get on the carousel so I can get to the next step. But at least this flight was on time. And if it was late, I reckon it'd make it very difficult to do the connection, so thank God for that. There's a lot of stress with flights, especially with 4 of them, so hopefully it'll work out today. At least I got one of them out of the way. Well, I've got myself a window seat, as you can see. It's a really good one too because there's a wall behind that still allows full reclining. And we just got the lunch menu. All the meals menu, and it's got salmon and salad, which is something it looks quite a good menu actually. And I also have a G&T, but there's also quite a variety of drinks, so it's light years ahead of the likes of Jetstar. It's quite good. I've got sort of a cushion, a pillow here, and entertainment, of course, for looking at the flight map, which I usually do. I'll probably try to snooze, but yeah, the food looks good. It wasn't a bad flight on the A380. It went fairly smoothly. The people I was sitting next to were okay, except for one little thing, a very minor thing, that the woman who was initially sitting in my seat moved across it, and the centre seat she was sitting in didn't recline. So I wasn't aware of that. I have to keep my eyes about me here. So I go through immigration. I have to go for immigration here because I'm not a transit passenger, so yeah, I've got to go down here through immigration. And then I've got to check in again to BA for my next flight, so and collect my luggage before that. So a few things to look after. But as usual, it's pretty crowded down here. Another one down here. Oh, that's a shorter line, is it? Is that a line? There's a line, yeah. And then the departures area of Changi finally got through immigration. It's always a hassle. Something to do with my thumbs, because I take thumbnail prints. Thumbprints, I should say, not thumbprints of passengers, but for some reason mine never works out. The guy just two ahead of me, he actually had the same hassle with them, although I think he got through. The guy gave up on me and had to refer me to another security person who escorted me to another counter where they tried the thumbprint again. I don't think it necessarily worked, and then the last thing they did was just check my date of birth. And presumably they were satisfied with that, so I don't. It's always a hassle, and it's going to be, when I come back here on the return leg, I'll have to go through the same crap because I won't be a transit passenger. I'll have to go through immigration, collect my luggage, and check into my Jetstar flight to Vietnam. So it's going to be fun and games again. So hopefully it doesn't hold me up too long, because obviously this system isn't working for a lot of people. I'm not the only one, so I don't want to do something. Next, but like I said, a flight here with Qantas on the A300, 380 I should say, went all right. the A380 took a hell of a long time to take off. It needed a lot of runway, which is not a surprise. But funnily enough, when it landed, it came down with an absolute thud, so much so the passenger next to me, she sort of looked at me in horror when we landed. Well, actually, she laughed, but she sort of reacted to it. And they stopped pretty quickly, as did the Jetstar pilot when he landed in Melbourne from Cairns. But as far as the actual flight, the Qantas flight is concerned, I'll say one thing: I can't knock the service. I cannot knock the food was excellent. I only had one meal, a main meal, but it was really interesting food that they dished up. The menu's great. You know, it's actually it would be it would probably do a few restaurants to show. So they've done pretty well there with their catering. So that's a highlight for them. The plane itself was in pretty good nick, except the only downside was that the centre there was 3 seats in our little area, and the good thing about it was that we had a partition behind us, so you could actually stretch back without having to worry about interfering with some other passenger behind you, so you didn't have to worry about getting any flack. The trouble was that only 2 out of 3 of those seats actually reclined properly. The one in the centre didn't. I found, to my own chagrin, when I swapped with my fellow passengers, because I was doing a few loo breaks and I wanted to be able to do a quick exit rather than having to basically work my way across there, or having them to actually move away, move out their seats each time was a real pain. So I thought my situation wasn't going to improve, so I'd better switch. As soon as I switched, I discovered that the woman next to me couldn't recline her seat. But I was basically stuck with it. It didn't really matter, because I really needed, from the beginning of the flight, when I took a sedative just to relax me, and I might have got a little bit of shut-eye. I don't know how much. I'm feeling a little headachy, so I'm not feeling great. The BA flight's going to be the crucial one, 13 hours, and if it requires me taking 3 rather than 2 sedatives, I will, because I just got to get some sleep before I front up to Madrid tomorrow. From a basket case, I've still got to get a train trip from Madrid to Seville, so I've got a bit ahead of me. But the main thing is that the connection here's worked. I've got here in plenty of time. Both flights were on time, thank God. And I had very little time between flights. So when I got into the Jetstar flight in Melbourne, I literally got to the boarding gate just as they were boarding people. So there was no time to spare. So it's quite extraordinary. But it worked out all right. And this is the only opportunity I've had to actually relax and actually give my real thoughts on what happened today, because it's just been so damn hectic. But now I've got to actually wait about 3/4 of an hour before the BA listing will come online, because it's a 10:30 flight, and it won't be listed for a while. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.